How many facts do you think that you know about Pokemon? Oh yeah, you might know that HM cuts in the older generation games can cut grass. Wow, very special. And you may know that Mew is not actually under the bus. But Blue Boy Finn has created a channel solely based on showing you the things that you absolutely did not know. And today, he's testing unconfirmed Pokemon facts.
Now let's bust some Pokemon myths. If you have ever done any shiny hunting in the 4th generation of Pokemon, you might know a few tricks in your game to help find your targeted shiny. One feature introduced in Generation 4 is the static Pokemon respawn trick.
Wait, the what?
Completing the story of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and get to the part where you encounter a Dialga. And if you aren't ready to catch or shiny hunt this Pokemon right away,
I didn't know this.
Knock it out instead of catching it. The
What?
Dialga will disappear as if you caught it. But then, if you beat the Elite Four, the Dialga will respawn again in the same spot for you to attempt to recatch.
Yeah, because if you kill the legendary by accident, Game Freak was like, these dumb kids, they're gonna kill the legendaries. We have to give them a way to get it or else they're gonna be so mad. So we'll just respawn it after it beats the Elite Four. We'll just say that it went into a time portal and then came back somehow.
You can do this over and over actually, as many times as you want, but this feature doesn't just extend to legendary Pokemon.
But they said that it helps you find shinies, right?
Apparently, this mechanic covers all static Pokemon across the Generation 4 games.
Yeah.
So I'm going to attempt to verify if this is really true.
Okay, so it is supposedly able to help you find shiny Pokemon.
With a Pokemon that hardly anyone has ever knocked out in battle. If this rule is true, then the static Pokemon respawn trick should apply to the one and only shiny Gyarados in the...
Have any of you guys ever done this? Knock out shiny Gyarados as opposed to catching him? I've done it a couple of times, but I've never actually went back to the Lake of Rage because, let's be honest, what are you going to go back to the Lake of Rage for? You want to do some fishing? Really? You want to go hang out? Have a little day at the lake when it's raining all the time? Well, it's not raining all the time when you fix it, but there's no reason to go back, really, after you've gone there.
Lake of Rage. Gyarados, being an overworld Pokemon with an overworld sprite, should fall under the category of static Pokemon. And if I knock it out when I first encounter it instead of catching it, once I beat the Elite Four, it should respawn in the Lake of Rage.
Okay.
Game Freak doesn't usually give out free shiny Pokemon, so most people will likely catch this Gyarados when they get the chance. And if they do knock it out, they would probably save before this, reset, and try again. So I doubt hardly anyone has tested this before.
He's gonna go all the way to the Elite Four after beating it just to see if it respawns.
On top of this, I have another thing I want to test at the same time. One day out of the week, on Wednesday, after completing the Lake of Rage side quest, the entire lake will be drained.
What? Okay, I genuinely did not know that. It drains... Wait, where does it go? Where does the water go? There's that old man in the corner. You see that old man? He's like, gotta drain the lake. Oh boy, I'm thirsty. Let me just take a sip. Oh, all the water's
Allowing
gone.
you to access different areas, creating a slightly different environment than what's normally there in the other 6 days. But what if we...
Maybe I just knew this accidentally. Like, when you come accidentally on Wednesdays, it's just a different format, and you're like, yeah. It's like the Mandela effect, where you believe it was always like that. So you come on most days, and it's flooded. Of course, there's water everywhere. But now, when you go on a Wednesday, you think, well, it looks mostly the same. This is how it's always looked, right? Surely it's... No, it can't have changed. I got Mandela affected with the Lake of Rage.
beat the Elite Four and respawn the Gyarados on Wednesday? Is it possible to see Gyarados in the drained Lake of Rage?
Oh, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Why is there a tide in a lake? Because the old man drank all of the water. All right, that's cool. Can you do it? Now, this is really the stuff that no one else has ever attempted before. No one's ever thought about this or doing this. That's why I love Blue Boy Finn's channel so much. Also, this music kind of bangs as well. This watery droplet type beat is pretty sick. All right, can you see it? I'm gonna say, wait. Before we see it, place your bets. Do you think it's gonna be there? Personally, I'm gonna raise my right hand and say yes. I do think it'll be there. What do you think?
Okay, right off the bat, no rain. It's drained. Oh,
there it
my
is!
God. The drained Lake of Rage Gyarados.
Why did he come back?
It's real. Oh my gosh.
There he is. I don't think anyone's ever seen that before.
Oh. Wow, no freaking way.
Either that or it would be incredibly rare.
That is so cool.
For those specific circumstances to happen. To knock it out, complete the Elite Four, then go back specifically on a Wednesday. That would be really, really specific. Now, what I think as part of being an ethical reactor is that you should watch their ads. Which is why Blue Boy Finn was sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, baby! Raid, baby!
By the one and only Raid.
Yeah!
I'm a sucker for fantasy stuff. If I have 700
There's his QR code
to choose from with different skills and abilities, I'm down. Pick your starter, baby. Trico,
What?
Tank. Is that an Articuno?
Is that Karlach from Baldur's Gate?
Pick a faction and take down raids. 12 intense dungeons with brutal boss
No,
fights.
12?
There's even PvP as well. 1v1 me, I will beat you.
Nah, there's no way you could beat me, Blue Boy Fan. I would beat you so easily and
If you like
easily.
team building, you will enjoy the fact that Raid has practically infinite combinations.
No,
Develop
that's so
your
many.
artifacts, customize your team, and execute your own unique strategies for your playstyle.
Do you see this,
Jump
guys?
seamlessly between desktop
This is
and
crazy,
mobile.
chat.
Raid's got 400 million players. Regular
No,
updates.
400.
If you're a new player, you can get Stag
400 million is more than there is in America.
Knight, one of the best champions, as well as a skin for Stag Knight designed by JonTron. Use the code JTSkin before October 7th to get it.
And hey, don't cry, returning players. You can get it too through an in-game event. Use him
Yes,
to take
don't
on
cry,
the new
returning
Hunter
players, you
Clash, a new
baby
clan-based
children.
competition they have going on right now where you can win tons of in-game rewards. Use my link in the description or scan this QR code up
Scan this QR code. Oh, you can't see actually.
here to get the champion Talia.
Scan that QR code
Come
right
find
now.
me under the name BB Finn. Maybe join my clan. Click the link.
Join
in the
his clan.
description, and I'll see you out there. Thank you.
Join his clan, use his link in the description. I'm gonna link his channel in the description. He also uploaded a follow-up to this video called I Tested Unconfirmed Pokemon Facts 2, which you can watch after you watch this and what you should do. All right, back to it. Let's see. Rumor number 2. Let's see what we got.
Champion Steven has multiple side quests in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You can receive the Hoenn starters
he?
from him and release the roaming Latios or Latios.
Okay, I do very vaguely remember the Hoenn starters. Isn't he in like Silly Convention or Silphco?
But a slightly looked
Yeah,
over
yeah,
side
he
quest
is.
of his is the trade of Fortress for Beldum in Saffron City and a possible hidden message that you can see during this.
Because no one's
I
ever
read on a
captured
Japanese
Fortress.
website that somebody had a different line of dialogue after the trade with Steven when their fortress had maximum friendship. Usually
What?
after this trade, Steven simply just says, "Oh, look at the time," and then leaves. It would be
Oh, and then I bet in this one he's gonna say, "Wow, that fortress really loved you. It's a shame you gave it away to a stranger. Do you do that all the time? Do you give away your beloved partners to strangers? You know, that fortress really had a connection to you. It's going to miss you a lot, but you probably don't care. You probably got 100 dislike it, don't you? You really wanted that Beldum, didn't you? It's a pseudo-legendary. It's really strong. You didn't give a care or one thought of feeling to how Fortress would take it. You monster. You demon."
interesting.
That's probably what he says.
Was more he would say here. So I got a fortress and started to feed it berries.
That's probably what he's going to
Until
say.
I raised its friendship all the way up to maximum. I double checked with the NPC in Goldenrod City who checks friendship, then took the train over and put this rumor to rest.
It's
The
too long.
text for the
Probably.
trade goes completely normal at first, until the trade is over, when we find our first piece of hidden dialogue. Steven notices the high friendship on Fortress and comments
He says, "This Pokemon seems to like you a lot.
how you must be a fan of steel types like
Do you happen to like Steel-type Pokemon? Do you like giving them away to strangers? Who knows what I'm going to do to this fortress? But you took it. This Pokemon you've developed a bond with, that you've spent time with, just given away. Disgusting."
he is.
That's what he's going to say, right?
He then starts describing why he likes steel type Pokemon and hugging them or something.
What?
That Beldum is his favorite.
What? When it comes to solitariness and nobleness, you
He
sense through the
apologizes for
rugged body,
rambling
which is
on.
almost
Thank you,
rebuffing when
and
you hug.
leaves.
What is going on? Why did he say that? I need an adult.
I think it's really neat getting this extra bonus dialogue about such a key character by simply raising the friendship of your Pokemon.
Who wrote this? They wrote this saying no one is ever gonna see this. Just the same as the guy that wrote the dialogue for when you get every single medal in Black 2 White Stew that only John Stone has ever seen.
Okay, if this one is true, I bet it will shock a ton of people. It's
Okay.
what I have been wondering about for so long. I have been wanting to do an obscure fact about it in my obscure Pokemon Fact series, but I couldn't find any details about it. So we're gonna find out for ourselves. It takes place again in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You may know a handful of abilities in Pokemon affect the encounter
Shiny?
rate outside of battle. Abilities like Illuminate, doubling the rate you encounter Pokemon. Intimidate, for example, also phases out lower level Pokemon in grass.
Which is super helpful.
Steel types appear, you get the point. But according to one line of text in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, running increases your encounter rate.
Wait, is this something that people didn't know? I thought everybody knew this. And you walk if you don't want to encounter things, because if you run through tall grass, then you're making much more noise. And the same applies to bikes if you're biking through the tall grass as well. That's something that I think this isn't true. Wait, what?
That's right. Simply running in Pokemon makes Pokemon appear more in the grass.
Is he gonna say that it's not true? I'm gonna lose my mind if he says it's not true.
This is even stated on the official Japanese Pokemon wiki. But yet no one online seems to know the actual percentage rate of this, or
Okay,
very
so
many
it
details
does.
about it at all. The only hint towards this in the entire game is one sign in Blackthorn City. Since
It's
most
true, the sign says it. Well, the sign could be lying to us, we don't know.
people who play Heart Gold and Soul Silver immediately turn on the running shoes as soon as they receive them about 10 minutes into the game, the amount of people who are walking around in the grass in these games is so low.
All right, I might be a little bit of a weirdo because I always use the button press. I don't have it on by default. I always use the button press because it makes me feel like I can navigate the world a little bit better. Because when I'm running around all the time, speed running everywhere, that it's hard to like get into doors and stuff. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe I'm just dumb.
So I doubt anyone has ever really taken the time to see if this is true.
Do you guys all
That's
turn the running
exactly
button
what
on?
we're gonna do.
I hold the B
Test
button.
this, I'm gonna run in the grass with running shoes and then without running shoes until I get an encounter 100 times in each
Okay.
game. 100 times with, 100 times without, while keeping track of how many tiles I cover until I get an encounter.
This isn't the perfect scientific method, obviously, but this is a really cool way to test this, and I'm excited to see what the
Then
results
we
are.
can compare the difference. Montage time.
Here we go. Be so funny if we found a shiny right now as well.
All right, I've done 100 encounters, 50.
I want to say, obviously, this isn't going to give like a definitive answer to that question, but I would like to say that running in the grass increases the percentage chance that you can encounter a Pokemon probably by about 50%, because it feels when like you run, you encounter things much more quickly, but you're also covering more ground in a shorter period of time. So the period of walking and the period of running, you're covering a lot more tiles. So maybe it doesn't increase it by that much. Maybe it's only like 20%. Maybe it's only 10%. Who knows?
In each game, I'm gonna do 50 more after this, but let's check what we're at. Running encounters has an average tile distance encounter rate of 13.63.
Okay.
Walking tile encounters has an average so far of 15.96.
Wow,
definitely
that's
a difference.
low.
I'll check back
That's a tiny difference though. That's only, I mean, I can't do the percentages in my head like that, but it must only be about like a 15 to 20%
in
difference.
at 100 on each.
That's much lower than I expected it to be.
Okay, final results. I've done 100 encounters in each game. On the running shoes game, we have an official average of 12.8 tiles before an encounter. On the walking game, we have an average of 15.99 tiles.
Okay, so it
before an
increased.
encounter.
But still, that's about a 3-step difference from 16, which is, I don't know, like 20%, 15, 20% max, which is honestly a lot lower than I thought it'd be. It really must just be the feeling of you are running through grass, which makes you encounter things faster just because you are going through tiles faster. Wow.
That is a 24.9% change between the two games. But wait, we got more here. The running game covered a total of 1,280 tiles in total, whereas the walking game covered 1,599, a difference of 219 tiles. I also counted how many times the running game got an encounter in 10 or less tiles covered. That happened 48 times throughout this test, whereas the walking game found an encounter in 10 or less only 28 times.
Oh, wow. You are way more likely to avoid an encounter in a short patch of grass, because how many patches of grass are really longer than 10 tiles? There's not that many. You can usually get out of grass before you hit 10 most times that you go into it. So if you just walk, then that's basically, you might as well just walk instead of using repels at this point.
Nearly half as much. I think we can confidently say that this rumor is true. Running does increase your
God, I
encounter
love
rate in
maths.
these games to some degree. It turns out this little sign in Blackthorn City knew something we didn't for a really long time. This next one, without a doubt, is the most time-consuming thing I have ever done for this channel.
Oh god, here we go. What is it? Is he going to be getting a shiny of every starter? Is he going to be playing through the game backwards on his head to test if the blood rushes to your head, then you will play much worse? Who knows?
When you boot up a Pokemon cartridge, you have two options: to either play your main save file or select a new game. You can start the game over again with the new game file, but the catch is that you can't save. As soon as you
I've always hated this. This is so dumb. People go on all the time about multiple save files in these games. Having multiple save files, whatever. On the Switch, you basically can because you can just have a different profile with a different save, so it kind of functions the same way. But having the option to start a new game, but you can't save over the last game that you made is kind of annoying. And I really think that they only introduced that as a way to give your game to a younger brother or younger sister and just have them play without any kind of worry about them destroying the save file that you've made, either by playing on it or writing over it. I think that is just it. They just don't want little Jimmy, aged 5, to destroy Beatrice, aged 13 save file.
Console or even soft reset your game to the title screen, that save file is gone. I heard
because the only way to actually reset your save is to do this stupid button combination that I forget that is almost different on most of the games. On the intro screen, you have to do a weird button combination that's like, do you want to delete your save game? And you're like, yes. And it's like, oh, but are you sure you want to delete your save game? That's going to kill your guys. All you guys are going to die. They're going to scream and they're going to die. And you're like, well, yes, I still want to do it. And it's like, well, they're going to scream. There's going to be a fire. There's going to be a big fire. It's going to burn them all up very slowly and horribly.
What about a line of text that appears at the very end of a Pokemon game when you complete the entire game on a new game file that can't save? I have no
Surely
clue
not.
what it says. Still, at the time of recording this, I've not done it yet. It could be something really lame, like your game can't be saved. It could even say nothing at all. I have no idea, but there's only one way to find out.
Oh, because when you beat the game, it automatically saves after you beat the Elite Four, right? So what if it can't save? What would it do? Actually, an interesting question. This is going to take so long. You just can't switch your game off. You could use save states for this. If you wanted to do it on an emulator, that could be an easy way to get around it. I feel like he played on an actual cartridge, though.
The game I chose for this was Black and White 2, and this is why. Normally in this game, completing it on a new game file is completely impossible. After defeating the first two gyms, you have to film a movie at Pokewood to continue the story.
Gross.
After
and they make you
filming,
save there
you have to
for some
save
reason.
your game to leave this building. And normally on a new game file, once you reach this point, you are completely soft-locked. You cannot leave this room at all. But I decided to use a walk-through walls cheat and was able to weasel my way
What?
freedom. And now we can see something that I bet no one has tested. Now let's finish this fight.
Okay, this is definitely something no one has ever done before. First off, PokeStar Studios, definitely one of the greatest gameplay additions that anyone has ever made to any video game. Never mind just Pokemon, any video game ever. I think we can all agree. Using walk-through walls code to skip it though, really funny. Okay, here we go. Oh, here we go. We're getting through the whole game, baby. Oh, it's gaming time. It's video gaming time. Blatzu without a save. Is he using only one Pokemon or is he using multiple? Oh, he's using an entire team as well. He's not soloing the game with just one guy. I do think it's really dumb that they never actually tell you the button combination to delete a save file in the game. You have to look it up. How are you supposed to guess that? How are you supposed to know that? Oh, we're getting there. Okay, make your predictions, everyone. What is it going to say? Personally, I think the game is going to say, save error. We cannot save your game. Please delete your save on the main menu if you would like to save the game. And then it will just crash. It could crash. If they built in a failsafe for this, I'd be pretty impressed. Oh, it shows you when you try to save. It doesn't on some of the games, though, does it? I think it does. Maybe it does on some of the more modern ones, but then it doesn't on the older ones. Also, Iris's theme, very much a banger.
Here we go. This is it. This is the moment that I have been waiting for much longer than you have, viewer.
He played through the entire game. This probably took about like 10, 15 hours to get there.
Let's go over this one more time. We snuck past the guard in Pokewood that would normally soft lock us there, and we beat the game on the new game setting where we cannot save. And
Okay.
we're about to see what happens when you beat the game. In some games, apparently there's hidden text at the end. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I like how you just said, in some games, apparently there's hidden text. Like, you just didn't look it up ahead of time. So it might be in another game, but not this one. It'd be devastating. It'd be absolutely heartbreaking if he played through this entire game and the hidden text is just in another one. It's just not in this one.
Here we go. I'm so nervous.
And the game
I'm
just
so
crashes
nervous.
instead.
It took me so long. 30 hours and 3 minutes.
30 hours? Holy all right, yeah, he played this on a normal cartridge. This is not an emulator. Bro did not have a speed up button. That is dedication. I respect it.
Total. Here we go. Moment of truth. I'm pressing.
All right, here we go.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Come on,
Let's do it.
Challenge
Challenge
mode.
mode.
unlocked. Okay, interesting. I don't know if I had it already. I really don't know about the save file that it was on.
Okay, but does it save? Or did it just, there is already a save game file. It is impossible to save.
Oh! Yes, though. Yes.
Wow.
Text. No way. Oh
That
my
is text
God.
that probably no one has seen before.
There's already a save file. It's impossible to save. Damn.
No.
There it is. Pokemon Black 2 on a new game save file.
Actually, you know what? There is probably some kid out there that has played through the entire game, just did not know how to delete the save. Maybe they bought the save secondhand from a game shop, and the mom was like, "Hey, I got you Pokemon Black 2. There you go, Jimmy." Jimmy's 12 years old, doesn't know how to do it. They just start a new game because they don't want to play someone else's game. So they just go through the game, and they can't save for some reason, but they just keep the DS on charge. They keep it on standby, and when they finally get to the end, they see that text, and no one else has seen it.
One line of hidden text.
This is the length that
GG's, guys.
Pokemon content creators will go to find content in the older games, going to the absolute depths just to find a single line of hidden text. And I respect that. I absolutely do respect it. Once again, Blue Boy Fan goes to the edge and beyond. You should go and check out the eye tested unconfirmed Pokemon Facts 2 when you get the chance. But it's not over yet.
Worth it? Let's do
Right.
it again.
Let's do it again. Oh, he's doing it on Hot Gold Soul Silver. Do we get another piece of hidden text again? Place your guesses. I think it's the exact same sentence of text. It'll just say the exact same thing again. That's my prediction. Oh, did it just... Wait, what?
Oh, come on.
Oh my God. It just reset the entire game? It just put you back on the menu, and it just didn't save it.
Thank you again to Raid.
Wow.
Make sure to check them out. Link in the description.
Go and use Raid Shadow Legends QR code. And if you want to, you can subscribe to more Patterrz if you want to see more of my face as well.